In part 2 of this series, we broke down the discovery of disorganized attachment in children, the missing piece that didn't fit into anxious or avoidant. But at the time, it was only recognized in kids. So today, we're talking about how that missing piece finally made its way into adult attachment research and how fearful-avoidant attachment was officially recognized. For decades, researchers studied attachment only in children, but in the late 1980s and 1990s, psychologists Hassan and Shaver and later Bartholomew and Horowitz expanded attachment theory into adult relationships. And what they found was fascinating. Just like in children, adults also showed attachment patterns in their relationships, but the original categories, secure, anxious, and avoidant, still didn't explain everyone. And some people craved connection, but feared it at the same time. They'd want intimacy, but the moment someone got too close, they'd pull away. They struggled with trust, emotional regulation, and an intense push-pull dynamic in relationships. It wasn't anxious preoccupied. It wasn't dismissive avoidant. It was something else. And it turned out these adults were showing the same patterns as disorganized children. That's when fearful avoidant attachment was officially recognized as the adult equivalent of disorganized attachment. So what makes fearful avoidant children? Well, unlike anxious, preoccupied individuals who fear abandonment and respond by clinging to relationships, fearful avoidants also fear abandonment, but they struggle with a push-pull dynamic, wanting intimacy but fearing it at the same time. And unlike dismissive avoidants who are emotionally distant and comfortable being alone, fearful avoidants do want closeness, yet panic when they get it. FA is both high anxiety and high avoidance. They crave love, but fear it. They want connection, but don't trust it. So where does this internal conflict come from? Fearful avoidant attachment is simply the adult expression of disorganized attachment, which forms in childhood. Just like anxious preoccupied and dismissive avoidant, it is shaped entirely by early caregiving. Unlike anxious or avoidant attachment, which developed from a predictable pattern of insecure caregiving, FA comes from caregiving that was unpredictable, unsafe, and even frightening. Because early attachment research focused only on children, this pattern wasn't fully recognized in adults until later. Now, when researchers finally studied attachment in adults, they initially misclassified fearful avoidant as just a mix of anxious and avoidant, calling it anxious avoidant. But since disorganized attachment already existed in children, they later realized FA was the same thing in adults, not just a combination of the two styles. So now fearful avoidant attachment is fully recognized in adult attachment theory. But there's one piece of the puzzle missing. Because not all fearful avoidants act the same way, some lean more avoidant while others lean more anxious. In part 4, tomorrow, we are going to break down what drives the behavioral shifts in fearful avoidance and why some tend to lean more distant and others lean more with pursuit. And you don't want to miss it.